Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Gridiron Headliners. I'm your host, Arush, and I'm with.
I'm Deepak.
I'm Rohit.
I'm Aditya.
So today we will be introducing a new guest, Arya M, our good friend who is an avid sports enthusiast. Hello, Arya.
Yes, thank you for having me, Arush. I've dreamed of coming on this podcast.
Okay, so the first topic will be about càmNêWTÖN. As you know, he was recently signed by the New England Patriots to a one-year deal. So we'll be discussing more about that. So the question is, will càmNêWTÖN succeed in New England? And will he have a bigger impact than Brady did last season? So, Majika, what do you think of this topic?
Well, I think it's a pretty low-risk move for the Patriots. They signed him to an extremely cheap contract with very low guaranteed money. I think, first of all, one important thing is that càmNêWTÖN isn't the player that he used to be, for sure. He lost his last 8 starts, I believe, and he just has never returned to the form that he was in 2015. Also, he is pretty much the opposite player of that Tom Brady is. Tom Brady is a accurate pocket passer. càmNêWTÖN has never really been accurate. He's relied on his athleticism. But I think it is very low risk, high reward. If it works, it'll work really well. I think they could potentially win the division. If it doesn't work, I think they still can get probably at least 8 wins. So that's what I think.
Yeah, so I think càmNêWTÖN can fit in like really well, whatever Belichick wants him to do. Because Belichick is, he has a plan. He wouldn't sign him if he doesn't have a plan. So I think càmNêWTÖN. I mean, the last full season he had 3,395 yards, played for touchdown. So he's solid. That's the last full season he played, 2018. So I think he has the potential to do well. We'll see what's going to happen. But I think that with Belichick, he's just going to be like a system. He's going to do whatever he says. And then I mean, if he's healthy, who knows if he's going to play a full season healthy? We don't know that. But if he is, I think he won't be bad. So maybe like a solid season.
Yeah, one of the things I think is that Belichick won't build around Cam because A, he doesn't have the talent, and B, it's a really cheap deal. One year, $7.5 million. I don't think it's worth the risk for Belichick to start developing a new system around a guy like Cam. And as I agree with what Majika said, as like Cam is not very accurate, but he is accurate in like the short ranges, but he's not as accurate as Brady. And since the receivers can't get that much separation, I don't know whether this will work. So I project them to go around like 9-7 and miss the playoffs. And I think the next move for them would be to draft like a really athletic college player.
I also think we shouldn't forget that he has quite a big of a injury history. He's out of his prime. I don't think he'll return to 2015 form anytime soon. And also the Pats as a team in general also lost a lot of talent. They lost Brady, of course. They lost Jamie Collins, Trey Flowers, and other players.
Don't forget like Kyle Van Noy. He was very important. He was like a leader of the defense, and they lost him to Miami.
And also I think the scheme that's in New England isn't really set up to take advantage of càmNêWTÖN's mobility. I think it's a good signing, but I don't think they're anywhere close to a top team like they were in the past years.
I mean, I think if Cam is fully healthy, which is like a big if, but if he's fully healthy, then I think he could give the Pats offense a new dimension in their offense, because last year it was really stagnant towards the end because they couldn't run the ball because their offensive line was really struggling. They got back David Andrews from blood clots, and so if that additional threat of having Cam as a runner itself could open the run game more, and that could open the offense, but it all depends on his injury history, right? Also, like when he was in Carolina, they ran a lot of run and RPO quick passing stuff with Christian McCaffrey and their receivers, and that's what I think Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick will do with càmNêWTÖN in the system. But yeah, he's been hit over like 1,200 times over his career, more than any other QB. So he has to stay healthy in order to be effective, and that's a big if.
Okay, so that wraps up our càmNêWTÖN discussion. Now we'll move on to Jamal Adams. As you guys know, Jamal Adams has recently requested a trade from the New York Jets. and he's listed 7 or 8 preferred trade destinations. So, Arya, where do you think Jamal Adams will land up? Why?
Well, I personally think he's going to end up with the Cowboys because he did kind of hint around that he wants to go to the Cowboys. And I think they're the type of team to make a move like a big name player. That I think any team can pretty much benefit from him, aside from like his locker room antics and things like that. But as a safety, he's definitely top 3. So I think he'll make any team better on the field, at least.
Yeah, I would like to add that we don't know how much cap space the Cowboys have to sign him because, as you guys know, Jamal Adams also would like to have a contract extension. So the Cowboys are already paying Amari Cooper $21 million or $20 million a year, and they're already paying Zeke a lot of money, and they will soon. I think they will pay Dak a lot of money. So I don't know where Jamal Adams would fit in this cap situation. So that's why I think he's probably going to go to the Eagles. So Carson Wentz, as you guys know, he's very good with a bad supporting cast. Like last year, he was very good. He played very well with a really bad supporting cast with players we never even heard of. And so they also signed Darius Slay this offseason. So, and since they don't have, they will have more cap space in the future. I think they will sign Jamal Adams because he is one of their greatest needs. Philadelphia's secondary is not very good at the moment. So I think Jamal Adams would be a great piece and would be the leader of that defense for about 5 to 6 years.
Okay, so I personally think that the Seahawks should get Jamal Adams if they want to, they want to be solid in the defense. I think they need a leader on the defense, and Jamal Adams has the potential. He has career 210 solo tackles and 23 QB hits. So I think they need a leadership presence. They should give whatever they had for Jamal Adams, and they can make a solid run at the division if they get a captain for the defense. So I think that's what they should do.
But Deepak, do you really think that the Seahawks would really go after Jamal Adams?
I know. I'm not saying they will. I'm just saying they should.
Okay.
If I were them, I would.
Technically, every team on this list should go after Jamal Adams. He's the best safety in the league, or one of the best.
I'm just saying it would make the most sense.
Yeah.
If Seahawks get him, I'm not saying they will, but I'm just saying I think the Cowboys will because they need someone, but the best fit for Jamal Adams would be the Seahawks because he wants to win, and I'm not sure if the Cowboys are going to win anytime soon.
The Cowboys are not winning team.
Yeah. So.
Wait, Arush, wait, hold on. How are the Eagles going to get Jamal Adams?
I think what they're going to do in the future, they might release all their wide receivers because they don't need that. They only need 1 or 2.
Release all their wide receivers.
Carson Wentz.
Dude, they don't have any wide receivers.
They do. They will get Jalen. They have Jalen Rigor. They have Alshon Jeffery.
Jalen Rigor.
Yeah, he might go to the Eagles. They need it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he might go to the Eagles. So that because they already have they need a safety. Their secondary is complete really bad. So right now they need a secondary. They need a leader of their secondary.
To Deepak's point about having a leader on defense, I think the Seahawks are fine with vets like that on a defense. I don't necessarily think the leader argument is fitting in this scenario. But at the same time,
who is the leader
I think
of the defense?
Bobby Wagner.
Bobby Wagner. Yeah.
You know what? They can use another leader, Bobby Wagner.
So you're gonna have 2 clashing leaders in the same locker room.
Yeah.
One of them being a diva. I don't agree with that. But I think that Jamal Adams is a generational talent. I think that any team would jump at the idea at having him on their team. I think most of the teams he listed would be great Super Bowl contenders with him on their roster. But I agree with everyone else. I think Dallas is the best fit. He's made that Jamal Adams made it clear that he wants to go to Dallas. I think there were a couple of videos that people recorded of him saying that he wants to go to Dallas. And I think Dallas all tried trading for him at the trade deadline. And I think Dallas could use all the help they can get, basically, to not go 8-8.
Yeah, because they also lost Byron Jones. who was a
Yeah,
good cornerback in their defense. So now their defense has a lack of talent, like in the secondary. So they need Jamal Adams to fill that void.
Yeah, I agree.
I also feel like they've consistently been the team to try to chase stars.
True.
Like they did that with Amari Cooper too, to add to their wide receiving core. So I think that they are the type of team to go and get players that they want to.
Yeah. I think the Cowboys are probably the most likely to trade for him. But, like, what would you guys think if he went to the Ravens or Buccaneers?
They'd be instant Super Bowl contenders if they aren't already.
The Ravens would be instant.
Yeah, imagine Earl Thomas
The
and
Ravens are already Super Bowl contenders. Buccaneers.
Ravens already have the best secondary in the league, I think.
Yeah.
So if they get Jamal, they'd be pretty much unstoppable both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, because they would have Earl Thomas and Jamal Adams.
If they get Jamal Adams, then it's over. I mean, it's not over, but I think they're gonna have a really good chance of Super Bowl. Right now,
I don't think the Buccaneers will get him because they drafted Antoine Winfield.
True, yeah.
Antoine Winfield Jr. from the draft.
Yeah.
So I don't think they'll go after Jamal Adams.
What about a team like the Niners? He listed one of them as one of the teams.
Niners have to give up too much.
Yeah.
Like if they were to trade for Jamal Adams, they would have to give so many picks, and then simply we need to invest for the future because a lot of defensive players are going to leave next year. So I think we just need to.
I also don't think that's the way that the team is constructed. Like it's based around the defensive line generally, and they also like homegrown talent and using picks and grooming them. So even though I'd like to see him on the team, I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, me too. Also, we have to consider who we have to pay in the future. Like right now, Adams is on his rookie deal. He may or may not request an extension with some teams. But if for the best case scenario, even if he is on the rookie deal, we will still have to pay him in 2022. And then at that, we'll have to pay notable players like Fred Warner, and then obviously George Kittle's extension will have a lot of money, and
Nick Bosa.
There are a lot of players. Yeah, Nick Bosa as well.
Another question, going forward, what does this mean for the New York Jets? What do they do from here?
They're screwed. They have to rebuild.
Whatever picks they get from the trade, they're probably just going to rebuild, right?
I think they should change up their coaching staff somehow.
Exactly.
Jamal Adams does not like that system and that the culture.
Dude, Adam Gase is
so they need to start up from the ground up.
I don't think the problem is exactly the Jets culture itself, under Sam Darnold. I think the real problem is Adam Gase.
Yeah, he's trash.
I agree.
He's trash.
Beefing with players. He beefed with Jay Ajayi, he left, and then other players on the Dolphins when he was the head coach there, they all left the organization because they didn't like Adam Gase. And I think that's the same thing with Jamal Adams. He does not like Adam Gase. He wants out.
Wait, has he ever had a winning record? I swear, he always loses.
Who, Adam Gase?
Yeah.
I think he made the playoffs once. I believe so. Not with the Jets, but...
Yeah, Jamal has never won in his career. Never had a winning season in his career because the Jets have always been really bad. So I think a change of scenery will help groom his diva attitude as well because he's on a winning team, winning culture. Most of the winning teams have a team emphasis, not an individual player emphasis. So that's why I think it'll help him, and I think he should go to one of those teams, and I think he will sign before the season. So
yeah, I think he made the playoffs 2016 with the Dolphins. So
yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay. Yeah. So that wraps up our discussion. See you next time.
It's not a game, it's a